Anthony Garibay here with the one and only. This is like my first celebrity
Oh, please.
podcast right here. Gabriella Venturo.
Hey, hey.
Wow. I mean, I met you what has been like 10 years or something?
Dude, yeah, it's been crazy.
And
Time flies.
so we're here on the show Talent Time here at the podcast studios. And you know, like I said, this is our first celebrity here, so we're pretty excited. I mean, I've been just walking around being Gabriella's coming. Woo! All right, where's the?
He tells all of his guests that. Oh,
Gabriella Venturo.
I'm dead. I love it.
I love it.
I'm all.
So, tell me what's been going on. What are you doing now? I know before you were interviewing people and you were in the the motocross, right? BMX, motocross, like everything. Like, tell us about that. That's all really cool stuff.
Yeah, so that's really my background. I went to school for public relations and chased some journalism while in there. And that was really where my heart was. You know, that was my goal. Red carpet stuff, interviewing, whether that's going to be reality TV shows or, whatever it is. And unfortunately with COVID, things really changed. Yeah. I kind of felt like I was becoming a robot.
Got it.
I was doing more of like a local news setting for this channel in Temecula. Is my mic good?
You can just turn, look at
I feel like I'm kind of like cutting out.
That's fine.
Okay, that's better. So yeah, I was doing some stuff for this local news channel in Temecula, and I just constantly felt like I was reading off of a teleprompter, not able to put a lot of my input into a story, and it felt so dry. Yeah. So then I, started doing some marketing, and ironically, that's when COVID hit, and the real estate market started booming. Yeah, right. I mean, we saw mayhem. We saw crazy interest rates, 2%. Yeah. People offering $100,000 to $200,000 over asking price just to get into this home. I mean, it was literal mayhem. Yeah. So I was like, I've had my license since 2017. Maybe I should do something. Sure. And it seems so cliche, like it's stupid, because we have selling sunset, and real estate is just all about going out to lunch with these super hot real estate people and getting the job done. Sure. It's not glamorous at all. It's not. No. But that's where we're at.
It's like blood, sweat, tears flying everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Usually this is filled with like vodka, wine.
I've seen all the memes and I follow it. Yeah, definitely. That's really cool. Yeah. So explain a little more about your past, like the motocross and the BMX. You've been leading. Right? You've been like managing and leading bigger events and whatnot back then.
Yeah, so that's kind of how it started. It was funny. I found them on Craigslist, and they were hosting. So it was like a marketing, basically a marketing company. Okay. They were based out of Denver, Colorado, and they were hosting the the first outdoors segment for Supercross. Wow. So it technically turns into motocross at that point. Okay. Which is huge in this community. Sure, yeah. And so they put out an ad on Craigslist, and they were looking for a promo model. Okay. And it was like $250 for the day. So it was like, being young, I'm like, shit.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yep.
Love to meet new people. So that's kind of where it started. Okay. And then I just did event after event after event with them, because the Supercross circuit, even though it does travel all around the U.S., it comes to California quite often.
Yeah, I remember you were like out of state a lot, and weren't you even like what do they call it, recruiting? Mm-hmm. That was really cool.
Yeah, so that's kind of where it all started. I did the promo events, and then I did turn into more of like an assistant manager, and so we were hiring some girls. And then it kind of expanded to them recognizing that I do have a background in journalism. Okay. So then I started to kind of be like the MC of the event. So it was like in the pits. It was really cool. I got to get like all the fans like energized and ready to go into Supercross. And if anyone knows a Supercross fan, like they're crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
So it was super fun to get those people amped up. I mean, it didn't take much, that's for sure. They were already ready, but it was cool. Like you said, I got to go like all around the U.S.
Yeah, I remember you traveling a lot.
Yeah, it was fun.
And then I think I was on Craigslist, and I was looking, same thing, for someone to do interviews for my marketing company. Yeah. And I found you, and I mean, like, instantly, like, you have a smile that lights up the room. You're like, your personality is just always upbeat. It's unique. So, it's refreshing. So for a lot of people. So I remember when you would get on these shows, like, like you were so witty, you know what I mean? Like I would, like everyone just laughs, you know, like, you know, I remember the guy, the mafia, the real estate guy, and you're like, they're probably watching you right now, and he's like, I hope not, you know, and it was just like, yeah, like, you know, like punchlines, like cool, you know, very talented. That's awesome. So in the real estate world, what's going on right now with you? Are you trying to do your own brand? Are you trying to maybe do a team later broker? Like what's the vision?
Yeah, I think definitely down the road, that's the plan. But right now I am under the wings of a really great guy.
Okay.
He has it figured out. It's a pretty small team.
Cool.
It's myself, 2 other women, and then a man. And good luck to him.
He's beat up.
Yeah, but we all work like so well together.
Okay.
Even though I've had my license since 2017, anybody in the industry will tell you the same thing. It's not a part-time gig.
Right.
It has to be full-time.
Yeah.
So honestly, just me doing full-time last year and now, you know, this year as well, I've learned so much. So I'm not there yet. I'm still asking questions. I love to be a student.
Sure.
Especially in that industry. I mean, every transaction has a different problem.
Yeah, I bet.
You know, so I think down the road, you know, obviously that would be a goal, but I'm actually really just enjoying being, like I said, the student and learning and,
awesome.
You know, being able to be there for my clients. And
cool.
It's fun servicing Menifee. That's where I'm born and raised. So super biased to the area. But, you know, it's kind of the, I guess, maybe 10-year goal, I'd say.
Okay.
I have the 10-year goal.
So I'm sure you've closed a lot of houses or a few or what have you. I mean, what is the feeling like? What do you love about it? Like, what's been going on, like keeping you going through all this stuff that you got to go through to be a realtor? I mean, it's insane.
It is, but you know, I think once you kind of get past the commission, I guess, is always, I feel like, the biggest like pull. That's when a lot of people always get attracted to real estate.
Sure, of course, yeah.
You know, and they're like, oh wow, I'm gonna make that much off of a sale. It's like, okay, yeah. But it's like once you do a deal, you realize it's so much more than that. I mean, think about the buyer that comes in to meet you. They're literally trusting you with the biggest financial decision that they'll ever make. Sure. So, you know, and we start to learn a lot about each other because, I mean, they come in and sometimes, you know, you'll have a buyer that maybe will find a home within like 5 homes of showing. Yeah. But honestly, like most of our clients, we show about 20 homes too. So, I mean, it's a lot of texting. A lot
of nights, weekends.
Totally. I mean, but it's great. And I think that's why, you know, like, not to sound conceited or like toot my own horn, but I feel like that's why I am starting to get rewarded because I am a people person and I do really love that aspect of it. And I'm often complimented. You know, it's like, oh, I felt like I was your only client because you're like responsive. And I'm like, girl, I just love talking to you. Like, you know, like take the business out of it. Like, you're an awesome person. So, yeah, people realize that it's sincere and that you're wholehearted, you know, and it's huge, you know. I mean, that does come off of you. That's really cool. So, I mean, as far as like a team or anything like that, or doing something like that, you ever think about that? Or, I mean, I know you have leadership skills. I mean, so. Yeah, I think down the road for sure that would be really fun because I remember being the new guy. Yeah. You know, so it'd be fun to be able to return that favor for sure. Like I said, I'd like to learn a lot more and be a little confident. I mean, last year I only closed 12 deals compared to, you know, somebody who's maybe closing 50. So I definitely have some work to do. It's on my vision board. Awesome. I want to double it plus 1. There you go. So, yeah, I think down the road for sure. But like I said, right now I'm enjoying being the student. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. And I'm just going to take everything and put it in a backpack and carry on to my 5-year goal. That's so cool. I know you have everything it takes. Thank you. So speaking of, you know, like vision board and vision and, you know, what have you, can you share with people, like, you know, your inspiration? Like, what do you read? Do you know, if you do read any books that you can tell people, you know, they should look at, or maybe shows or habits that you've, you know, formed self-growth wise? I feel like my biggest motivation, which is going to sound crazy, is my OCD. Okay. It sounds bizarre, but I get so obsessed over something that once I'm doing it, I have to be all in. Okay. So like a lot of realtors, we have to make our daily goals, right? Our daily calls and a lot of emails and a lot of texts and a lot of follow-up. And a lot of people feel like that's a very daunting task. Yeah. It is, don't get me wrong. Sure. And it sucks, especially for those people that hey, I'm Gabriella with Team States Real Estate Group. You inquired, click. Cool. Can't wait to call the next 10 people to have the same thing done to me.
Oh, wow.
But my point in bringing all of that up is because, like, literally my OCD fuels me. Like, I have to get those tasks done. I have to call those people.
Great.
I don't care. I cannot sleep tonight if I do not get those things done. So
that's
definitely,
awesome.
definitely my OCD for sure. I feel like I am a learner by surrounding. I'm not so much a book person. I went to school, but I just, I feel like watching you do it, I'm going to learn more.
Sure.
So I'm definitely like a hands-on learner. So that would be one thing. And then, I don't know. I feel like that's it.
Yeah. Well, how about in like real estate? Do you go to like, I know there's like those Tom Ferry things and stuff like that. I mean, that's pretty big.
Yeah. I have yet to be to one of those. I've gone to my first conference last year, but for sure.
Yeah,
I would love
those
to
help a lot, right?
Yeah, and that's why I like the team, because I feel like it is very motivating in that sense. You're kind of like, hey, what do you have going on? Oh shit, I don't have that going on.
Kind of feeding off everyone. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah. So you're married now.
Yeah.
That's so awesome, because when we met, I think I was in a relationship. You were with the same guy. I think you were like. I'm like 5 relationships later, and you're like, I'm married now.
That's okay. That's cool. Forever, so that could have been me.
That's awesome. That's so cool. It's so good to see, though. So, and I remember, I think where are you living? Were you in San Diego or something like that back then, or you were traveling pretty far? I remember, to come all the way up to Ontario and Upland and Rancho, and
Yeah, I can't remember, but I've been in Menifee for a while now. Yeah. I did go to school in San Marcos, so maybe it was while I was in school.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but
wow.
Living that married life.
I thought I'd save this right here for the end.
What is this? I'm scared. I didn't approve of this, whatever this is.
So I went to Facebook, right?
Oh,
and I typed in your name. Oh, that's not it. There it is. And
this is such an awesome setup, though. This is cool.
Isn't this cool? I love it. So I typed in your name in Facebook, and check this out. You remember all this?
Oh my god!
This is all video. I know people on the video can't see it, but these are different videos.
What? That's so cool.
Remember?
I do.
I mean, this was the show. Realtor Mayhem.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, why don't you tell them? I mean,
Realtor Mayhem.
You.
Right. Yeah. So we're waiting for you to come with your horror story, because that's what she was doing. She was interviewing people for horror stories. Like, there's this guy. And it just shows all the different live. These are things that I don't even have anymore. These are all like the live videos that we were doing while you were recording. Like, remember this? We were teaching at teaching marketing at Remax Time, Route 66, right there in the yellow.
Isn't that funny? It's all full circle. So what year was that then? 2014?
2017, 2014. Look at, remember that one?
Oh my gosh, yes.
We would like to welcome Southern California's on-site reporter, Gabriella Venturo, to the New Century Edge family. Look at that.
That's crazy. How fun.
Yeah, so pretty cool. So if you type in your name, you get to see all this cool stuff. I thought I'd save that for the end.
No, that's fun. Yeah, thank you. Like I said, this setup's amazing. What other podcasts do you have here then? You said this. So
right now we're doing this podcast, Talent Time, and then I have a buddy. I'm not sure. No, you didn't meet him. He wasn't around then. But he's a quadriplegic. So he's an electric wheelchair. So him and I've known him since high school. I've known him, and so he has muscular dystrophy. So he's a quadriplegic, and so he works for Disney. He's married now. He just moved to Florida though. But we're gonna do one called Your Inspiration Station. So people who have overcome big things, and most people have, but there's some like really good stories, so we're gonna do that, and that's about it. So
love it.
We're gonna end this, but I want you to tell everybody, like, do you have a website? Do you have a number? You know the drill.
Yeah. Okay. I haven't thought about this. I'm like, what's my handle on Instagram? I feel like that's the best way to connect. That's how I'm sharing all of my real estate stories. So my Instagram is Gabriella M_realtor.
Yep.
And then my telephone number, if you have any questions, is 951-240-0419. And then my email is gabriella@teamstates.com.
Great. Well, it was so fun having you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate
Thank you so
thinking
much.
of me.
I appreciate you. Love seeing you again. Take
Thanks.
care.
You as well.
All right.
Fun.
Cool.